Hey everyone, got a review today on a hire car that we've been using while we've been in France, and it's a Renault Scenic. I'm not actually going to be reviewing driving this car because I didn't drive it, so I can't really comment on that, but I just thought I'd review the general car, the interior and some of the equipment, because I was actually pretty impressed with it. I haven't been in the Renault Scenic for many years, but this one seems to have gone up quite a few levels and has a decent spec. So the shape's obviously changed a lot as well over the years. This one's kind of got upgraded. It seems to have this kind of Bose theme on it with the Bose badging. I'm not really sure why they put that on the outside, but they seem to be quite proud of the fact. So I'll just open up the boots if I can. No, there we go. So inside, pretty decent sized boot, and little extra storage space underneath, which is pretty handy. So we use this to go skiing with, so we had some kind of skis running through. Unfortunately, it hasn't got a separation for the back seat. You can't split it in the middle, so you have to have either the seats completely folded. So we had to have actually skis running through the back. Just close that. So as I said, I was a passenger in this car, so I'm going to kind of give you a review from my point of view. I have sat at the back, and again, really good at the back. They've got some USB sockets and another point there. Nice little storage area. Back seat's pretty comfortable. What I would say about the back seats, the problem, I'm very short, and what I found was there's quite a distance between my legs and this, so your kind of feet are quite elevated. So if you are tall and you're going to sit at the back, just bear that in mind. My legs are quite uncomfortable after about an hour in this car. Also, you've got this in the section, you've got fold down section with some cup holders, which is quite nice. Nice sort of headrests which are adjustable, can go move up and down, and obviously got a centre restraint for the centre passage, and it's got a low floor here, so there's nothing for the middle passenger to have to avoid with their feet, so it's pretty spacious, which is good. Also got these fold down little flip tables, which is quite nice, and some little tethering points there to, I don't know, put a bottle or something in that's going to fall over, which is quite good. Small storage area here, not huge, but you could put a small bottle of water in there. And also has these pretty good blinds that pop up that you can put down as well. So I'll just move into the inside of the car. So this car has a keyless entry system, so it's got this little remote control, so you can adjust things, you know, if you need to, by using this little remote, but the car opens automatically once you're near it. So inside, again, I was pretty impressed with the layout on this car. I haven't been in a Renault for years, and they seem to have really upped the game. The quality is all nice and touchy-feely. It's got this like leather, I'm not sure if it's real leather or leather effect, but again, pretty good. On the doors, some nice chrome. This has got the Bose speaker setup in here, so it's got some Bose speakers, and again, very little storage space on the side here, so if you are looking to put like a water bottle in there or something, you're going to be struggling. It's not got hardly any room on there. It's got this digital dash as well, so most of the console is digital. I'll show you in a moment. It actually has got a pop-up head-up display as well. But yeah, it's got some just nice little features, like the way they've done the design on the dash. I was really impressed. It's kind of like this kind of iPad feature thing going on in the middle, and yeah, it's just pretty nice. The seats are fairly supportive and they're very comfortable. Actually, the front seats are really comfortable. Some nice little touches, like the button, the release for the actual glove box. You have to press and it kind of pops out, and it's really decent size, very deep glove box. So just nice little features like that, and it feels quite high quality. There's not anything cheap, nothing's rattling or moving. It's a nice little glowing effect lights, and they actually change colour as well. Inside here you've got a really deep storage area really, which is cool. And then it's got this huge kind of glove box, not glove box, sorry, centre storage area that you can lift, and you can actually move the entire thing backwards and forwards, which I just think that's really cool. So you can actually have more room down here. I'm not sure what you'd use for that, but you can kind of bring it forwards as well. So I'm scratching the water bottle there, and you can move the whole thing backwards and forwards, and you can also lift it up, and in there you've got a couple of USB sockets and an SD card for the audio. But I just think that's just quite unique, the fact that you can manoeuvre this backwards and forwards. So depending on how your arm you like it to be rested, or how big you are, tall you are, you can adjust this whole thing, or you can kind of move it out the way, as long as there's no one sitting in the middle, to just have no armrest at all, which is just really unique. So yeah, the kind of the main feature on this car is this sort of center dash console, which is so it's a bit like a large iPad. What I'll do, I'll just start this car up. So you have to push the brake pedal down, and it's got a stop button here. Just start it up, and you can see the dash is kind of lighting up, and just now the little glass head-up display popped up, which was down, which is again really cool. The person driving this said it was really useful, very clear, and all these settings actually on these screens can be adjusted. It's quite cool that you can change the colours, and if you don't like the way the dials look, you can adjust those as well, and I'll kind of show you as best as I can how those work. So on this front console here, I said you've got this like iPad kind of touch screen which you can scroll through. It's got a built-in sat nav. This has got some sort of ecosystem on it, so it tells you how well you're driving, and you can personalise pretty much everything. So here you can personalise the kind of driving style. You can also, if I go to the next screen, you can then change different things such as the powertrain. You can change the display. So the display at the moment is in this thing called Style 3. If I just press that, you can change that. So at the moment you can see the dials are all red. If I change that to Style 4, you'll see it's kind of changed this very different display, and I'll just scroll through the different styles. So this is Style 2, and the Style 1. Yep, so you get the idea. You can kind of go through this, and you can kind of customize that style again, which is pretty cool. Go back, and you can kind of all these different areas can be adjusted. If I just go back to the home button on here, takes you back to this main screen. Sat nav is really good on this. It's really high definition, very, very clear. Obviously the phone and everything else automatically connects. What the driver did find annoying on this was that it's got this kind of combination. So for something silly, for example, is that you can adjust the temperature of the heating. So while you're driving, you can reach over and adjust the temperature, but you can't adjust the fan speed. So adjust the fan speed, you have to actually press physically on this button, which then brings up this display, which you can then adjust the fan speed accordingly. But that isn't very convenient, to be honest, when you're driving. So little bit silly that they haven't got a manual control for that. Things like that I think you should just be able to reach down and quickly adjust, because you don't want to be divvying around with touch screens while you're driving. So he found that really frustrating, but other than that, it's pretty usable. This button here, if I press that, it takes you to all the driving assistance. So this has got like a load of different driving assistant stuff, lane assist, active braking, blind spot alert, lots of different things in there, which is again really, really good. We did have a go using the reverse camera on this with the driving aids to automatically park, but to be honest, it didn't really work that well. Didn't seem to work very well at all, but that could be just down to practice and getting used to how the system works itself. One good thing actually about this car that I noticed as a passenger was it was very, very well insulated. So the road noise was very, very limited. It didn't hear hardly any road noise at all. So again, since I've been in any of these sort of Renault vehicles in the past, they used to be kind of cheaply made and had pretty poor sort of insulation, but this seems really good. Nice little features up here as well. So you've got this like storage area, little mirror in the middle, and I don't know what that kind of rotates around. Obviously lighting as well, and another nice little feature on the sun blinds or sun visors, you've got this additional bit that can pop out as well. So if you do flip it around to cover one of the windows and you've got a spot that the sun's coming or blinding you, you can just pull that out, which again, just think that's really good attention to detail. Mirrors as usual, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I said I can't give you a review on the kind of the way this car drives. I mean, it seemed pretty good, it seemed pretty economical as well, but other than that I didn't want to review anything other than just the interior and the outside, just to give you an idea if you're thinking about buying one of these cars, or you've been put off by, I know, French cars in the past. I think they've done a really good job with this car. It's really high quality, it feels really good, it's got lots of touchy-feely materials on it, and just the fact they've got this new design inside, I think that's really unique and, you know, very individual. Yeah, it might not be brilliant, some of the, you know, it would be better to have manual controls for the things you need on a daily basis, but I think you can get used to it, and yeah, it works really well. I hope you find that useful, guys. As I said, I just wanted to keep this fairly quick as I was quite impressed with this car. But if you do have any questions, unfortunately my knowledge is limited on anything other than being a passenger and driving around in it, but I hadn't done a review for a while, and I thought I'd get an opportunity to review this while we still had it. Cheers guys, take care, bye.